collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Blokees Transformers Galaxy Version Episode 5. This wave is completely based off designs from the new movie Transformers 1. I would assume Episode 6 will probably go back to normal G1 stuff, but I thought this was kind of fun to break it up. Saw the movie, really enjoyed it, really liked these designs, so I thought this was really cool. Hasbro's done a few figures, but we're probably not going to see Ironhide, Wheeljack, Prowl, one of these foot soldier type guys in the normal line. So it's kind of cool to kind of get a couple more characters from the movie here. There are 9 in this wave. You have Ironhide, Orion Pax, and Optimus Prime, Sentinel Prime, Wheeljack, Bumblebee, D16 or Megatron, depending on how you want to look at it. Hound is down here, and then one of these like foot soldiery type guys. I don't know what the official name they give him is. Just like he almost kind of looks like a Viacon drone from Prime back in the day. Down here, you can see that same kind of really cool group shot a little bit closer up, and then you can see the breakdown of the assortment here. So if you buy a case, you will get all 9. There won't be any duplicates. The only difference is that there's a chance for a variant of Prime. I don't really know what the difference is. Maybe he's a little bit shinier or something. I'm not 100% sure. But the rest of them, you should get 1 per case. So you will get a full wave if you buy a box. So really excited to check these out. We'll go ahead and open this up so that you can see one of the boxes inside. They should all be the same. So you can see we get a cool pick of Optimus Prime. Let me get this out of the way so we can see. Yeah, cool pick of Prime there. Got Megatron over here on this side, or again, D16. Over here, once again, giving you the breakdown. I still don't really know the difference. I mean, when you look at these, they look pretty similar to me, but I never get the variant anyway, so it doesn't matter. Over here, giving you a 1-to-1 size. They are about 4 inches tall, and then just some warnings and whatnot there on the bottom. So pretty cool. I think this looks great. All the boxes, again, are uniform, so there's no way to know who's inside. They are blind boxes, but I'm going to go ahead and get these built, and we'll take a closer look. So here are the 9 figures fully assembled. There are no stickers to apply. All the detailing you see is either tampoed on or like different colored plastic or paint. So very, very cool. I love that there are no stickers. And before we dive in, I wanted to show off real quick. They've kind of gone back to showing us a little bit of a tease for the next wave. So you can see on the inside flap here, it says coming soon. And they used to just straight up show pictures of the other ones. But now it looks like, to me, that is definitely Wheeljack. So a full version of G1 Wheeljack. And then over here, I'm guessing maybe Bludgeon or maybe an IDW version of Megatron, maybe something like that. I'm not quite 100% sure what that silhouette is, but it definitely feels like some kind of version of Megatron. So they might just be, doing a little bit more, because I know they had Tarn in a previous wave. So they might be just throwing in a new version of Megatron just to, have those characters available again. But speculation aside, let's jump into the 9 we have here. So we'll start right in the center here with Orion Pax. I think he looks fantastic. Head looks amazing. Again, detail there. I love the eyes. All of that is really well done. You have all of this detail here for the chest. You can see he has no cog there in the center. Nice detailing here on the kind of crotch area. Down here on the shins also looks good. This is a separate piece that you slide on here. So articulation-wise, the heads are on ball joints. It can look up a little bit, look down a little bit, tilt side to side, look side to side, no problem. You have a ball joint here for the shoulder, so you can get out to the side movement. You can see this shoulder piece can kind of wiggle on its own. Move this all around, or completely flip it off. You can see there's the ball joint. While I have the arm off, I'll show you how these work. So these joints for the elbow are exactly the same as the knees. And the way they work is because they're kind of pegged in here, you have movement, a swivel there. You have the 90 degree, maybe slightly over 90 degree bend there in the elbow. Now for the knee, there's also like a little bit of movement. You can kind of move this around, but I feel like it's a little weird to try to move it around there for the arm. And then you have a ball joint for the hand. They each come with a closed fist set of hands and an open, like splayed out fingers set of hands. I've decided to give them all the closed fist just because that's what I like better, but they do have an open set of hands as well. You also have a swivel here at the waist. You have a ball joint in the hip, so you can see kicks really far out to the side, pretty far forward, decently far back. You do have, again, that swivel there right above the knee joint because, again, it's the same piece as the elbow. So nice bend there. And then, again, it's a little weird to try to move it at this movement point, but technically, I guess it is there. Usually, you're just going to use the swivel above the knee. And then you have a ball joint down here in the ankle. So really nice movement on these. Like I said, they are about 4 inches tall. I think they look fantastic. They all have basically the same movement. Some of them have a little bit more range of motion in the head. Otherwise, they're pretty much identical. And you can see he comes with a little blaster here. Now, this blaster is the same for B-127, Wheeljack, Ironhide, and Hound. They all come with the same. So I guess this is the cogless blaster. It's just a generic blaster, but it looks good. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. And they just have really nice range of motion. They look great. I really like these figures. These are kind of like, to me, you know, Action Master 2.0 kind of a thing. Like, just a really fun, nicely articulated, you know, great looking 4-inch figure of these really fun characters. And I really, really like them quite a bit. Just to do a little comparison here, I'll bring in G1 Optimus. And I probably should do... We'll bring Optimus in here as well. Just to give you a little size comparison here. You can see they're all pretty much the same size. Some characters might be slightly taller than others, but they are all roughly the same size. And then just to compare G1 Optimus with TF1 Optimus here, you can see they really haven't reused anything. So I love that. I think that's so cool. Now, they did reuse some pieces between Optimus and Orion Pax, but I think that makes total sense. I would say the legs are pretty much exactly the same, like from the knee down. These pieces, you can see Optimus got a little bit of a chrome effect, some nice silver there. So while Orion Pax has kind of a matte finish, just kind of a standard gray, Optimus here has some really nice kind of metallic chrome. It's not really chrome, that's too much to say, but some nice kind of metallic finish to the pieces. The head sculpt looks wonderful. You can see that the design there has the matrix in his chest. These pieces look great. You got the nice finish here on the forearm and the thighs. These pieces, this little backpack piece, all that just looks really sharp. You can see the blaster here. Now, I believe this is the same one that comes with, yeah, that guy over there. So the little pog that came with this guy called him Death Agent or something to that effect. Hold on, let me double check it here. He is labeled as, and I apologize, hold on, I put them all in a bag just to kind of keep them in a handy spot, but I'll show this off here. Death Tracker. So there you go. He is known as Death Tracker, which I think is interesting, but there we are. Anyway, getting back to Optimus, I wish they had given him kind of a more unique blaster. Like in the movie, if you've seen it, he kind of steals one from a foot soldier and then starts using it. So I get why they included it here, but I kind of wish he had his own unique blaster. He does have the little axe piece here, which just pops in. So if you don't like the axe piece, you don't have to use it. You know, you can pop a different fist in there or one of the open hands. It's a standard connection, so it uses the same ball joint as the hand pieces. And so you're just popping this in as a hand alternative, but he does still come with a full set of closed fists and a full set of open hands. So you don't have to use the axe if you don't want to, but it looks nice. Translucent blue, pretty standard there. And again, they all have the same articulation. But yeah, Optimus looks good. I think they did a pretty good job here, and I feel like you can tell that it's the same character, but they didn't reuse a lot, which I appreciate, so that you can tell it's definitely different. You know, Optimus has kind of a broader frame. He's got the different arms. The head obviously is different. Plus he's got the kind of, you know, I keep saying chrome, but metallic finish, we'll say, to really differentiate them. So I'm really happy. I was afraid they were going to do something where they give you some pieces and you can kind of decide if you want it to be Orion Pax or Optimus Prime. I'm glad they just did two complete separate figures because I really wanted to be able to display both of them. And so I'm really happy they did that. But yeah, both of these guys look great. Let me put them back on their stands here. And the way they connect, I know it kind of looks like they should connect to these little spots, like where these points are, but you have to put it, you can put it in front or you can put it behind. However you want to connect it to the stand, the little circle spot there just kind of pops on. And there you go. Would be nice if they had their names on there, but I understand it's easier for them to just make the same base multiple times and then not have to worry about printing names or anything like that. Even if they gave you a sticker for the name, I would be okay with it. Like, if there was one sticker per set and it was just a name on the base, I'd be totally fine with that because it'd be super easy to apply. So let me get all that out of the way. Let's move on now to Ironhide. I think Ironhide looks really good as well. So again, most of the Autobots here, I would say the only one that doesn't have, or I should say, you know, is cogless, we'll say that, is Optimus back here. But all the rest of these guys are cogless versions. But it looks good. I mean, it's just a standard, you know, little Ironhide here. We did get an Ironhide back in the other wave. I think wave 1 Ironhide was in. But this is kind of a cool design, a little bit simpler. And overall, I really like the look of them. I think it works really well. Again, it's got the same blaster there, and they have all the same articulation, so I'm not going to run through it every time. Some of the characters, the shoulder pieces move a little bit less. So like you can see here, you can still get a pretty good range of motion out of the arm, but it might, because they kind of cut out a little bevel there, which is nice. And the way the shoulder works, you can kind of move it up and down a little bit. So if you move it down, then you can kind of get that arm out to the side. If you kind of push it up, then you're going to start hitting into that section there. But they really do a nice job of making it able to articulate all the ways you would like it to. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, Ironhide looks great. Next up, we have Hound, which is really cool. We don't have a Hound at all. We don't have a G1 Hound yet. So this is our first version of him. And so it's kind of nice to have him. Same with Wheeljack as kind of a tide you over until they eventually do a faithful G1 version. But yeah, Hound looks great. Again, the head looks fantastic. He's got a pretty good range of motion. You can tilt the head. He's got a little bit more movement there. A little bit of detailing there on the forearm. But yeah, really like Hound. He came out pretty great. Wheeljack. I think Wheeljack has got to have the most adorable head out of all of these guys. He's got the blue ears on the side, and then I don't know, there's just something about the face that looks like a Play School or Fisher Price or something like that, one of those rescue bots. It's just so adorable. I absolutely love it. Really nice detailing here on the chest. He's probably got the most on the legs of anybody, and that all looks really sharp. I like that a lot. And they gave him green forearm pieces, which I think is a nice touch to kind of break up the rest of his color scheme. So I think he came out great as well. Really happy with Wheeljack. And then we have B127, a.k.a. Bumblebee, although I don't believe he's ever referred to as Bumblebee in the movie. So they just call him B, short for, you know, B127. But he looks good as well. Head sculpt looks really nice on him. And he's got kind of interesting feet. So while everyone else kind of has just basic feet, he has got this piece that connects to the front of the foot to give him these big toes. The ball joint is still the same. Still the same connection for the ball joint to the foot. This piece just pegs onto the front of the foot to kind of give him those larger toes. But it works. It looks good. I think that came out pretty great. All in all, pretty happy with this. I think it's interesting they decided to do like the cogless version of B127. I don't know if they had plans to do a second wave of these. I don't know if that's going to happen. I feel like the movie's not going to be around long enough to warrant a second wave, but I could be wrong. We'll see. So I'm wondering if they decided to do mostly cogless versions to start, thinking there would be a possibility of a second wave. And I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. And then up here, we have D16, which will become Megatron, but this is kind of before he's officially Megatron. You can see he still has the yellow eyes, but he has had this burned into his chest. Again, spoilers if you haven't seen it. I won't say who does it or anything else about it, but he does have this, you know, what will become the Decepticon symbol. He's even got the Megatronus sticker that he gets like in the first couple minutes of the movie. I think that's so cool. Really nice detail there. Now, the only thing I will complain about this guy, otherwise I think he looks fantastic. But unfortunately, they put the peg connection, the peg hole on the forearm underneath. And I really wish they had put it on the side, because I would like him to have his normal elbow movement and then have this on the side here. But unfortunately, the connection's underneath. So you have to either like have it from the bottom, which looks weird, or you have to kind of turn this, but then you kind of lose the elbow. So that's the only bummer there. But he does come with one large cannon there, smaller one for over on this side. So that is a bit of a bummer. Another thing you could try to do is if you wanted it to stay like this, you could just try to have him hold the gun. It doesn't, it kind of grasps, but not perfectly. But I guess that's a compromise. If you wanted it to kind of look normal, you could have him hold it. But again, it's not like super meant for it. It kind of grasps it, but it's a kind of tenuous connection. So that's a bit of a bummer. I wish those were on the side of the forearms instead of underneath. That's really my only complaint with him. Otherwise, he looks great. Really nice detail. Really came out nice. It's a good looking figure. But let's get into some of my favorites here. So we have this Death Tracker, which is a very basic looking. I mean, this is obviously, you know, where they got their budget back because there's hardly any detailing. It's all the same color. And I get it. He's supposed to be a foot soldier. I love the head, though. I think they did such a good job on that. You got these wings here on the back. He's got these 2 red stripes on the side, and that's it. And then he's also got something similar to Megatron where he's got this piece on the side, which I guess is supposed to be like a little arm blaster, but it's kind of strangely designed in the way that I wish it was maybe like a little further back or stopped. I wish the cannon didn't pass over the whole hand. I mean, even if you kind of turn the fist, I mean, I guess it's not terrible, but again, I wish they were on the side. That's number one, just like with Megatron. And you can kind of do something like that, which isn't bad. But then they also gave him this gun, so it's kind of weird. I don't know. Again, they'd probably look better if they were on the side instead of underneath, but that's a bit of a bummer. But I do like the design. I wish I had a couple of these because I would love to have some drones. You know, these are kind of like faceless foot soldiers that I could just have like a nice collection of. I think that would be really cool. We'll army build them a little bit. But very, very basic. I mean, the colors are pretty much all just this dark blue. Really, the paint here on the face, the tampo over here on the shoulder, that's about it. So like I said, I think sometimes you'll see where one figure in an assortment is very basic so they can give that budget to other figures. Maybe like Optimus. But it works. I mean, like I said, I don't mind it. I think it worked out well, and he's a pretty cool little foot soldier. But, and it kind of pains me to say this because of what character it is, but this is the coolest figure in the assortment. So, real quick, spoilers for like the next 15 seconds. You know, just in case you haven't seen it yet. I don't want to spoil anything, so skip ahead 15, 20 seconds. You know, this guy is a jerk. He's the villain of the piece, but he got such a good figure here. It just looks so sharp. I mean, that head looks amazing. All of this detail here in the chest, everything down here. He's got 2 different colors for the legs, which I think came out great. The weapon is awesome. It's just 2 swords. So if you want him to kind of dual wield the swords, you absolutely can. If you want him to, you know, kind of use it the way he did in the movie, you can just peg one end into each side of the fist like that. The wings came out great. Such a simple little mechanic. It's just kind of like a super truncated little barbell system. So it just pops in here and then pops into the wing. And that gives you a really nice range of motion and a decent amount of play for that. And the wings just came out great. I think they look so good. So, you know, it's a fantastic figure. I think this might be the best one in the wave. Just the way it came together and all the detail. The color scheme's great. The head sculpt, the wings, the weapons. Just everything about this guy came out so good. So he might be my favorite figure. Not my favorite character, but definitely my favorite figure in this wave. They just poured so much love into this guy. I mean, honestly, I would think Optimus and Sentinel Prime are probably the 2 best figures just in terms of the amount of love that was put into them. You know, you have all this really nice metallic over here. This guy just got so much detailing, and the weapons are great, and the wings and everything about this look good. Again, D16, I like them a lot. I just wish that they would have put these on the side of the forearms. Otherwise, he's pretty great. I mean, he's got a lot of nice detailing, different colored plastic. That red really breaks it up. I love the two details here on the shoulder and the chest. Everything about him is pretty good. Just those, I wish they just swivel them around 90 degrees and he would be probably pretty perfect for me. And then, of course, you have the Death Tracker, which is kind of your faceless foot soldier. I like these. I do. I wish, again, this was moved over to the forearm, and I wish they gave me a couple of them. But there's also something to be said for the what I'm calling the Cogless collection. These guys are a lot of fun as well. They're basic, but there's just a charm to them that I absolutely love. Orion Pax looks amazing. Hound and Ironhide are great. B looks good. And then Wheeljack's just kind of adorable. But yeah, I love these guys. Just kind of, you know, there's just something about them. Like I said, kind of simpler designs, but there's just such a charm to them. It makes for a great set. Honestly, all 9 of these are pretty fun. I definitely recommend checking these out if you've been collecting the Transformer Blocky Galaxy version sets. I think, you know, you might be turned off. Maybe I only want the G1 ones. I don't care about this new movie. Give them a look, because honestly, I think they're pretty good. One, I would definitely recommend checking out the movie. It was a lot of fun. But I still think these designs are great. These little figures came out fantastic. I got mine from a site called Joy Toy World. It's all one word, joytoyworld.com. With shipping, it came out to be like $50 for the box, which I feel like is not bad. I mean, when you think of the fact that there's 9 in here, that's like $6 a piece shipped. I can't really complain with that. And buying a full case is the best way to go, because then you're guaranteed to get one of each character without duplicates. If you buy singles, you don't know what you're going to get. But I think they're fun. I really like them a lot. I think they turn out great. They're pretty easy to assemble. I actually demonstrated assembling one back when I reviewed the first wave, so I'll put a link at the end of the video. If you're interested to see how they're constructed, how you put them together, check out my video for Galaxy version episode 1. They're pretty easy though, honestly, especially once you do 1 or 2, the assembly is pretty much the same for all of them. A few small minor changes, you know, maybe some chest plates are a little different, or a character has like wings or a backpack or something like that. But once you get in the rhythm, I would say you could put these together, all 9 of them, in like an hour. Like, I would just throw something on TV and just kind of casually be taking my time, and it would take me like an hour and a half. But I mean, if you're on a mission, you could definitely get them done a little bit faster. But I just like to take my time and have fun with them. They're great. Honestly, I really like them a lot. And like I said, they kind of give me old school Action Master vibes, which I really loved. So I just think they're a ton of fun. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have a favorite from this wave? You know, let me know what you think. Are you planning on getting them? Love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.